Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I will be doing the airport tour and a bunch of model unboxings because I have just gotten back from the Newark Airlines show and I have quite a few models and a few updates for the airport. For the first major update, we have the wide bodies section where we have 3 stands and it is mostly complete, besides a few minor unfinished details. Now, before I get into the rest, if you could consider hitting that subscribe button, that would help me out a ton, as my goal is to reach 500 subscribers by the end of 2025. If you do choose to subscribe, thank you. Now back to the video. The next major update we have is this taxiway, which is not really a major update because I decided not to do anything with it as it was not worth it and it doesn't actually really need anything to be done to it. Now for the model unboxings. Our first model here, we have the Olympic Airways Herpa Boeing 717-200. This model is a pretty nice model. It is in the 1 to 500 scale, and we can see it has a lot of detail for being in the 1 to 500 scale. One issue I do have is if we look on the back, I did accidentally break it, but the nose gear was actually so much higher than the rest that it looked really weird. Now, if we look at the front view, there's also one engine is painted and the other one isn't. Odd detail. However, it's not that big of a deal, as overall is a very nice model. Next up here, we have the Gemini Jets Lufthansa A320. This aircraft is a very nice model from 2001, and while unlike modern Gemini Jets aircraft, the gear don't roll. However, it does have an immense amount of detail. Another thing with this model is due to its age, the emergency exit slides have started to yellow. However, overall a very nice model. Next up here we have the Iberia Express Airbus A320. Now this model surprisingly is very good quality, and by the manufacturer Air Classics, it very much exceeded my expectations, as I've always had this impression that Air Classics was very similar to Dragon Wings. However, that is not the case, and this is an immensely detailed model. And this aircraft, which is registered Echo Charlie Lima Echo Alpha, actually features rolling landing gear, some immense details on the wings, and a lot of detail even in the engines. Now, for the price of $20, it was a very good deal, and was definitely worth, and I would definitely buy it again. For the next model here, we have the Delta 100 Years Airbus A321neo. This model, which is very new, and actually was one of the only models I bought brand new, is the Airbus A321neo, which is registered November 589 Delta Tango. And this model does feature really nice rolling landing gear and is very high quality and very much represents the brand of Gemini Jets as a whole. Next up here we have the Delta Boeing 757. This aircraft has an unknown manufacturer, so we don't know who manufactured this model. However, it actually has some immense amount of detail, and honestly, for the price of $20, was very well worth it. It features rolling landing gear, some really high quality details on the engines, and a really high quality livery. And this aircraft is registered November 642 Delta Lima. And this aircraft was actually destroyed in 2020 or 2021. Our next model here, we have the Continental Boeing 787-8. This model, while also being produced by Gemini Jets, is nowhere near as high quality as the previous model, and it is very old. It is one of the older models. And this aircraft, which Continental never actually was able to deliver any of their 787s that they ordered, has the fictional registration of November 787 Charlie Oscar. And this aircraft was probably on the more expensive side. However, it is very good, as it does still feature the rolling landing gear and is overall high quality, which is what I would expect from Gemini Jets. Now, the last 1 to 400 scale aircraft we have here is the Air France 747-400 cargo. This aircraft, for the price of just $18, was really a good deal. The aircraft, with the registration Foxtrot, Golf, India. Okay, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what U is. I'm not very good with this. But this aircraft, F-GIUD, is a 747-428 freighter and is extremely high quality. This model was manufactured by JC Wings and features rolling landing gear, and the landing gear do actually tilt, which is very, very nice. It also has some extremely high quality details and will now become the biggest model in my collection. This aircraft was also featured in a previous video that came out on Wednesday and was a very nice addition to my collection. Well, that concludes the 1 to 400 and 500 section. There's still one more model. This model here is the Delta Connection CRJ 200 for the Salt Lake City Olympics. This model, which was actually manufactured in 2002, is in the 1 to 100 scale and does not feature as many details as in the 1 to 200 or 1 to 400 scale. However, has some really nice details and was overall inexpensive. And this one is a snap fit model, which has everything that comes off. However, unfortunately, did not have any place for gear. And that concludes the airport tour. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.